Welcome to Jenna's new humble abode. She bought a house. Your mic is way over there.
Oh. Let me remember how to do this real quick. I've been moving and unpacking and
Yeah.
chaos. So
Had a bit of a break.
yeah.
She needed a break to move, and you were painting, and I love your new house. Congrats.
I know, I love it. Thank you.
It's so like light and bright in here. Like how
Yeah.
bright this is in here right now. It's like how the whole house is. I
Yeah,
love it.
this is a really good like example of what the whole house feels like. It's like a little more minimal, a little more relaxed because everything else in my life is so chaotic that I need a space that's not. So yeah, Kristen's home's next.
We understand. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna
We'll have to get into some updates too. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about selling our house after we remodel it and buying land and building.
yeah.
We're bursting at the seams in this house. I know that sounds crazy to people because it's like 3,200 square feet, but when you have a giant studio and a giant room full of animals, a baby, and a dog, it's like, it's not that much space. It gets
Yeah.
eaten up. The animals actually take up a lot of space. Filming equipment, as you know, takes up a lot of space.
Well, it doesn't matter
So-
how much space you have, how much time you have, or how much money you have. You will find a way to fill it or spend it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyways, oh yeah, we didn't introduce ourselves. We gotta
Oh.
relearn how to do this. I'm Kristen.
I'm Jenna.
and this is Yeah, No, I Know.
Yeah.
We are available on basically any platform you get your podcasts from if you just want audio. And then if you want a picture to go with the audio as well, we are also uploading on YouTube the same exact day and time. So just check us out, Yeah, No, I Know, on YouTube and subscribe. Today, we are doing a relationship or relationship advice situation.
Yeah. I think we're doing this one because she sent it a few times. So I think I think this is important.
Yeah, almost like a month later, she was like, okay, I'm still kind of in the same situation. So I just read the entire thing, all the details. We will recap. So we're going to just call her Sarah. So Sarah is 27 years old. She got married last September, and that's kind of the night of the drama that we're going to talk about. And she's 27, and her older sister is 38, and their older sister passed away 10 years ago. So life is short. Keep that in mind. And so she got married to her partner of 9 years in September. They had an amazing wedding night. Her brother-in-law, her sister's husband, was the best man, her husband's best man. And and then her sister, sorry, I need to like do this on Do Not Disturb because it keeps vibrating.
She's very popular.
I'm so popular. So her sister and brother-in-law were like the maid of honor and the best man, basically. So the family's very close. The night was going great. And then as they did their sparkler send-off, unbeknownst to her, her brother-in-law had kind of started to get in an altercation with her brother, like ripping his shirt off. But I guess I should preface that by saying as he progressively got a little drunker and drunker throughout the night, he kind of was making like rude comments to like the mom, other family members, other guests, and kind of just starting to be a little obnoxious.
A little too much to drink.
Kind of just starting to get on everyone's nerves, and they were kind of letting it go, but then it kind of boiled over. And so he made one last rude comment to the mom, and the groom basically stepped up and said, like, confronted him about it and was like, what are you doing? He got aggressive. I don't know if he ripped his own shirt off or the groom's, but hopefully it was his own. I mean, and it kind of turned into, he was trying to like fight him basically. So a couple other family members broke it up. By the time the bride, Sarah, comes back and kind of sees like what's going on, her sister and brother-in-law were kind of already getting in the car with their kids. And she said she overheard her sister kind of yelling at family members that were around, and then also her husband, who's Sarah's brother-in-law. So they got in the car and left. A couple days went by. The brother-in-law reached out to Sarah, the bride, and apologized for his behavior, which she thanked him for. And then she still hadn't heard from her sister. I think it was like a couple days later, her sister started talking badly by name, calling them out about her mom. So her sister just starts talking shit about her on her Instagram and stuff. And Sarah has said she didn't react, hasn't been rude or disrespectful, anything that she can think of. And they haven't spoken since. So she blocked her sister on social media and blocked her number, but still reaches out to her sister's children to say that she loves them, and they say, I love you back. So that's kind of where it is. And my initial thoughts are, because life is so short, I don't think you're in the wrong, but I do think sometimes if it means enough to you, you have to be the bigger person to step forward. And maybe there is something that happened that your sister perceived as rude that you don't know about. And you need to talk to her. Like, why are you blocking her? Like, I would call her right away or drive to her house and be like, hey, can we talk? And you can, obviously share your opinions about the hurtful things that she said and things like that. But like, it sounds like you really need to get to the bottom of it, because you're just making the problem bigger by blocking and kind of just continuing this whole thing that you don't know anything about,
Yeah. Very rarely I find that whatever the blow up is about is what the issue is. There's usually something that has built up or happened over time or consecutively happened, and
it got perceived wrong.
Yeah, and it comes out in some other branch, right? Like there's this root cause and all these different branches, and eventually like it comes out, especially with women. Like we will hold on to, excuse, ignore, sweep under the rug, and then like somebody will like eat the cookie that we wanted, and we're like, fuck you. I think our husbands know that. It's like, wait, what did I do? But so I'm sure there's probably something else. And I'm also wondering, like, is this how the sister usually responds to conflict? Like, is she a flight? Because like people like me, I want to address the issue right now. Like, get your ass over here, talk about it, get it done with, let's move on. Some people will just block you. They'll just ignore you. They just won't talk to you. Like,
is it like out of character or not?
Yeah. It's like out of sight, out of mind. If I don't have to think about it, if I don't talk to you, I don't have to, the problem doesn't exist. So is this something that happens all the time? Is this person bringing value to your life, or is this somebody who's constantly causing conflict in your life? Like, is this person toxic? Do you need them back in your life? Like, yes, family is family, but also like, there are families where it's toxic, and you should not, it's better to not have that person in your life. It goes for like everything, like family, friends, work relationships. So what to do is kind of hard to say for me, because I, again, need more context. But let's just say that you guys love each other and that this is an isolated incident and you don't know what's going on. And you want to make amends, then absolutely be the first one to reach out.
Yeah, even if you didn't do anything wrong, that doesn't mean that you can't be the one to reach out, because obviously something has her perturbed. And I'm wondering if your brother-in-law was embarrassed by how he acted and said some shit that wasn't true. Like maybe he overheard you say something, or maybe he thought he overheard you say something, or maybe it was a game of telephone and someone told him something.
Yeah,
like your sister thinks something, and I think that you're perpetuating the problem by blocking and ignoring, and only talking to her children. I mean, of course you want to talk to her children.
Like, did she block her first, or did she just block her because she's not talking to her?
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, that's a little childish, I think. Personally, I wouldn't do that. Like, if somebody blocked me, then okay, like you obviously don't want to talk to me. Or like if they like unfriend you, then it's like, okay, but like, if somebody's not talking to you and then you block them, that just seems like you're trying to get them to react.
Or that you're guilty of what they think you're guilty of.
True, yeah. I would just reach out to her. But I'm so about that right now in my life. Like, I don't want to sweep anything under the rug. Like, if you have an issue, let's talk about it. Because how can we resolve anything, and how can we keep it from not happening again? And how can you expect somebody to not do these things to you if you don't express your boundaries and your expectations and how you are perceiving what they're doing? So I would absolutely just reach out and be like, hey, listen, like, you're my sister, I love you, something's going on and it needs to stop now. And I have some things that I was upset about, I'm sure you do, let's figure it out. Yeah, let's go out to coffee.
Don't be worried about like being vulnerable. If it's someone I know it is, but if it's someone that you love and care about, and you know more than anyone, losing a sister, that like, what if your sister passed away, your other sister passed away like tomorrow, and you guys were in this random beef that you don't know anything about? It would be such a shame. And not only that, like, it's a shame to just waste so many months of your life having that in the back of your mind. Like, that's not good for you. Mm-hmm. It's not good for your sister. It's not good for anything. So even if your sister's being a huge bitch, like, at least be the person to come forward and like start the fix of it, you know, because it sounds like you guys are close.
Yeah. And even maybe say like, hey, like, let's us all four get together, like you and your husband, her and her husband, because it seems like there was something that happened between the four of you. And that way you kind of have like mediators too. You have somebody who's there. It's not this like, because what can happen too is you are going to go home, she's going to go home, and then you both are going to be like, oh, she said this and she said that. But like, if you're there and the person that you go home to is going to be the person that you go back and forth with what happened, it's going to be easier to not misinterpret things that are being said. Because I'll know, like with my husband, sometimes I'm like, he'll break it down for me and be like, I don't think that's what she said. Or even in therapy sometimes, like when I would go, she would have us talk to each other, and I would perceive what somebody's saying as something else. So anyway, I would have somebody else go with you guys too, and just to be that mediator, and then also that sounding board that you can talk about it later with too. And if an issue arises later on, they already know the story, they already know what you guys talked about, so it makes it easier to kind of move forward too, and to give you better advice on how to handle the situation.
Yeah, I guess it depends where it's at, because I personally wouldn't want a bunch of people in that situation. I would feel possibly a little prideful, and it would be an easier conversation with me and just my sister. But I do get where you're coming from, because I think that's a good thing. But obviously the brother-in-law like apologized the next day, so right. I think it sounds like it's kind of between the two sisters, and depending on the resolution of the conversation, like maybe you guys squash it and you're on the same page and you're like, that is not something I said, or you know, whatever. I don't know your sister's personality, but it sounds like you guys really love each other, and at the end of the day, like, understand that life is short. And so, you know, as much as you want her to understand that, you need to understand it too and reach out to her, I think. So I think you just need to swallow your pride, and just because you reach out to her does not mean that you're admitting wrong. I actually think that it's a bigger person move. It's a more mature move. And the fact that she's 37 and is talking shit about you on her stories without just coming to you with the issue sounds like she's all sorts of drama. And
there's some underlining issue.
Yeah, there's something going on, and that's kind of shitty of her to do as a person, period. So the type of person that does that sort of thing isn't generally the type of person that will come to you first in a mature way. So unfortunately, you have to be that person, it sounds like.
Sounds like she's a hurt person, because hurt people
hurt other
do
people.
That. Yeah, like, I mean, I've been in situations like that where I had a friend that like I didn't talk to for years. I talked shit about her. I'm sure she talked shit about me. Actually, no, I know she did.
I was about to say, no, she definitely did.
She definitely did. But like, I will admit any day, I absolutely said shit because I was hurt. And I did not have those conversations with her. We never talked about it. And so I have nothing else to go off of. So whatever I'm making up in my mind or whatever I'm hearing from other people is all I have to go off of. So same with you, same with her. So if you guys can get together and actually like talk about it and hash it out and take it from under the rug, sweep it out and actually clean it up, then you guys can move on and it will be much healthy.
Yeah, and those are skills that you're both going to need to have. And I'm sure you have those, being in a relationship for 9 years and getting married. Like, those are skills that you have to exercise, and shit happens. Like, but I encourage you to be the first person to reach out and like set something up to get together and talk. And maybe your mom needs to be there too as a mediator, because it sounds like she's been talking badly about your mother too. Does your mother know anything about it? Like, is your mom in the dark as well? Has your
Are
mom
you your
spoken
mom's
to her?
favorite? Is she resentful?
From what I've heard about your sister, you probably are your mom's favorite.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she has her good qualities, but that's just not cute to be talking.
Well, and the
shit
fact
about
that
your
you're reaching
family.
out to us, like, you want to reach out to her.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you
should.
reached out twice, I think you should take that energy and direct it towards her.
No, I love that you emailed us, though. Thank you for giving us something to talk about.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry you're going through that. That's got to be very stressful.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear what your mom has to say. It sounds like you should reach out to your mom and ask her about the situation. Like, And it sounds like you guys have had time to calm down too. So
I do want to hear that. I want to hear like if this is like
I need to follow
cyclical
up.
with you guys. Like, is this something that happens a lot, or was this like a totally isolated incident? Because that would give us a lot more.
I think
insight.
it's isolated based on how she's talking about how close they usually are.
Yeah.
Because like if this, you can't continue to be close with the family if you don't patch things and mend things up,
Yeah.
and someone has to come forward. So the fact that this happened in September and we're almost in March, it's like, I feel like it's an isolated incident, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. I encourage you to reach out and make that first step. It doesn't mean you're admitting that you're wrong. But I think blocking her was wrong. I mean, obviously she made the first wrong move by speaking ill of you guys, which is not cool. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know like what your mom thinks. Like, has your mom not talked to your sister either since September? I mean, I as a parent know, like if I had lost one of my children, I don't think I'd go even 2 days without speaking to any of them. So have they spoken? Like, life is short for everybody. I really think that you guys know that more than anyone, more than me. So I think that you should go get it handled. That's my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Spend it how you will. Any other thoughts or remarks? I'd love a follow-up though also.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear how this goes and where it goes. Like, I'm invested.
Yeah, I feel like we need like a series where we get all of our follow-ups and we like update like 5 stories on one, you know?
Yeah.
I think that'd be
You
kind
know
of
what we could do is we could put this whole video and then add the follow-up on it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
upload it as one and then be like, hey, if you've already heard the initial, then go to this timestamp.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, because this one's pretty short.
Yeah, I know everyone was saying they like longer podcasts, but it's so hard for filming days when they're like an hour long. We only get like 2
well,
done.
and YouTube likes shorter.
Right.
And podcast likes longer. So what do you guys like? Like, let us know below. Like, do you like to like have us do something short on YouTube and then, or do you like longer podcasts? Do you listen to us? Do you watch us? Obviously, if you're commenting on here, you watch us, but do you listen to, like if you're in your car? It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, I think 20 minutes is good for like YouTube.
Yeah.
And then podcast, 30 minutes, an hour. But yeah, YouTube, I mean, when you look at the drop off rate, people only listen for like 8 to 10 minutes, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Ooh, whoops. Cheers.
All right. Well, if you guys have any questions or advice that you want to ask us about, whether it's like your workplace, a friend, it can be like any sort of relationship, even like a landlord situation, like whatever. We've got a little bit of life experience.
Yeah.
We don't know everything, but we try. Yeah. We'd love to read your stories and give you our opinion. So, Pretzel Boy, how are you doing? I need to know. That one I need to follow up on. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then you need to go to our page and look at the episode about Pretzel Boy.
Yeah,
I'd
we'll link
love
it
to
below.
know. Yeah, I'd love to know. But our email is down below. If you want to email us any questions, or you can DM us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram as well. And we'll see you guys in the next episode, or maybe you'll hear us in the next episode, whether you're watching or listening. I like your side part. It's kind of side part.
I was actually just going to comment on your hair. I was going to be like, doesn't Kristen's hair look so cute? Like, if you're not
thank you.
watching and you're listening, she colored her hair. And it's like the first time you've colored your hair in probably like a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks so
been a while.
cute. I'm not going to say what color it is because you just got to go and look.
I did do Back to My Roots. I went to, see what I did there?
Yes. Love it.
Her husband was like, and I was like, oh, yes, get it.
Mm-hmm.
I set myself up for that. But I did a little.
You should do a segment or a series on your YouTube channel that's called Back to Your Roots. And it's all the colors that you're going to do from now on.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I did enjoy this, and I got back to my roots and did like a hair coloring video. So it's on my YouTube. I'll link it below as well.
So pretty.
If you're on YouTube, it'll be linked below. But thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
I like it. Someone told me to try overtone. What do you think? Have you tried overtone?
I haven't, but I have a lot of people who have, and they do like it.
Okay, I'm going to have to try it then, because I've heard a lot of good things, and I think it's good for like lighter colors. So.
Yeah, I like Viral too.
Oh, I haven't.
Viral, it's like there's a shampoo and a conditioner, and it's just very light.
Oh,
but you can only do it, the conditioner, if you have like blonde hair already, because it's not going to do anything to brunettes.
Is it colored though? So like if your hair's all pink, it like refreshes it with like.
Exactly. Or you can just use it to do a very, very, very light pink or purple or blue or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I I had that idea for Arctic Fox like years ago to do like a colored conditioner to like refresh your color.
Yeah.
And like just deposit a little bit of color.
Yeah.
Between colorings. But yeah, glad somebody made it. Cool. We'll check it out.
Keep the idea for your own line.
I know. I should do another one, huh? Should I make another color?
I
There's
think
so
so.
many out there now.
Yeah, but I could help you figure out how to make it different. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we will. Stay tuned. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.